Hey everyone, it's Weston back here with the Hidden Gibbon, and in today's regularly scheduled deck tech video, we're featuring Memnarch. Now I know what you're thinking. It's probably going to be another artifact deck, but it is in fact not. I am solid mono blue control today. In Memnarch Exerts His Will. This is a bracket 4 deck with 4 game changers, which is Consecrated Sphinx, Jin-Katax's Core Augur, Mystical Tutor, and Narset Parter of Veils. And we have 4 mass land denial cards. I know, I'm a jerk. We have Stasis, Winter Moon, Harbinger of the Seas, and Back to Basics. And then, of course, Mystical Tutor is our tutor. So, let's get straight into it. Memnarch here is a artifact legendary creature wizard. Lots of words there. He is a 4/5 for 7. He has tap 1 and 2 blue. Target permanent becomes an artifact. And then tap 3 and 1 blue, gain control of target artifact. He is a classic commander. I believe he was one of the very first that I ever built. Back even when Tolarian Academy was legal. I played Academy with this guy and in an artifact and blue control themed deck, and it was just it was mean. It was mean. But this is going to be a mono blue control deck. He's in here for theft. I know there's probably better mono blue control commanders, but I am very much a fan of nostalgia. I'm sure you've noticed that from some of my other commanders. So let's get straight into it. We have 2 Planeswalkers. We have everybody's most hated blue Planeswalker, Narset Parter of the Veils. Each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn, and you can look at the top 4 cards of your library. You can reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them, put them into your hand, the rest on the bottom of any order. I don't want my opponents to gain value while I'm gaining value with this deck. And then we have Tameo, the Moon Sage. Tap target permanent. It doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. Draw a card for each tapped creature target player controls. So if somebody swings out at you, you can draw a lot. And -8, you get an emblem with you have no maximum hand size. Whenever a card is put into a graveyard from anywhere, you may return it to your hand. For creatures, we're running 17. We have some very big, very powerful bombs. The goal in this deck is to make it so nobody can do anything until you can get these bombs out, right? Because they all cost a lot. We have Ancient Silver Dragon coming in at 8 mana for an 8/8. But when it connects, you get to roll a d20, draw cards equal to the result of that d20, and you have no maximum hand size. You got Consecrated Sphinx, which whenever an opponent draws a card, you may draw 2 cards. You have Emrakul, the World Anew, steals all of your opponent's creatures. We got Jin-Kataxis, lets you draw a whole bunch of cards. It makes your opponents have no hand. We have Jin-Kataxis, Progress Tyrant, which is it copies your artifacts and instants and counters the opponents. I know it's in Phyrexian. My apologies. Here we can make this more legible for everybody. We'll just use that for this. Whenever you cast an artifact or instant or sorcery spell, copy that spell. Only do it once each turn. Whenever an opponent casts an artifact, instant or sorcery, counter it. Triggers only once each turn. We have Osher Pakpatik. I love this card to death. One, I really love this treatment that they had in Ixalan. I love the like Mayan style art on there. And then I love his ability that he gives all of your instants rebound. We have Peregrine Drake, which is when he enters the battlefield, untap up to 5 lands. We have Cryptoplasm in here. At the beginning of your upkeep, you can have it become a copy of another target creature. If you do, it gains this ability. Phyrexian Metamorph, one of my favorite cards of all time. We have Rain, so if somebody targets me or a permanent I control, I can draw a card, and if she's enchanted, which she won't be, you can draw 2 cards. Spark Double, copy something. You have Spellskite, you have Torrential Gearhulk, you have Vizier of Many Faces, and Volatile Storm Drake. Peregrine Drake, you're going to figure out what he's in the deck for very quickly. So, then down here, we have Blue Sun's Twilight. Gain control of target creature with mana value X or less if it's 5 or more. Create a token that's a copy. Bribery. take something from an opponent's deck. Finale of Revelation, you draw X cards. If it's 10 or more, instead shuffle your graveyard into your library, draw X cards, untap 5 lands, and you have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. Exile it. We have Inevitable Betrayal, steals things from players. We have Ponder. We have Subjugate the Hobbits, which is gain control of each non-commander creature with mana value 3 or less. So for all those Zergo decks out there that I face in Spell Table that makes a bunch of tokens, this thing right here. Treasure Cruise, you're going to be casting enough spells that it's just going to say tap 1, draw 3 cards. Then we have Bane's Contingency, counter target spell. If that spell targets commander you control, instead counter that spell, scry 2, and then draw a card. Brainstorm, commit to memory, put target spell or non-land permanent into its owner's library, take it from the top. And the memory part is essentially a wheel. We have counter spell, cryptic command, Essence Scatter, Flare of Denial, Mana Drain, Insidious Will, Mystical Tutor, Narset's Reversal, Seeing Double, Sink into Super, Strix's Serenade. I need to get a Fierce Guardianship and a Force of Will for this deck. I just have not gotten around to it. Maybe someday. Artifacts, we're running 10. We have Arcane Signet. You know, we got a Mana Rock in here. We're not, we are running Soul Ring. We got Soul Ring, we got Thought Vessel, we got Decanter of Endless Water. Things so that way I don't have a maximum hand size. Sapphire Medallion, Mithril Coat to protect some of my stuff. We got Vidalcan Shackles because, you know, I'm that kind of guy. We have Gauntlet of Power to double our mana. The Magic Mirror. I love this card. You'll see me play this card in like every blue deck in Arena Brawl, regardless of how many colors. I'm not saying I'm a great Magic player, guys. I'm just saying I really like what I like. And then Winter Moon, which taps down or like keeps people's non-basics tapped. For enchantments, we have Back to Basics, non-basics don't untap. We got Curse of Echoes, which is whenever enchanted player casts an instant or sorcery spell, each other player may copy that spell. So if you have somebody spell slinging that's hitting the table, this can make it so they have to think about that. We got Dress Down. That's a great card. Energy Flux, which makes it so all artifacts gain at the beginning of your upkeep sacrifice. They get an upkeep of 2. Estrid's Invocation to copy enchantments. Imprison in the Moon. I love this card to death. In Brawl, it's really powerful because you can just turn somebody's commander into a land and there's nothing they can do about it. Metamorphic Alteration. We have Propaganda. We have Psychic Surgery, which is whenever an opponent shuffles his or her library, you may look at the top 2 cards of that library. I can exile one of those cards and put the rest on top of that library in any order. So every time they shuffle, I get to choose something of theirs to take away. We got Stasis, we got Threads of Disloyalty, and we have Wizard Class. And then for lands, we're running 37. We're running 25 basic islands, and that is primarily because we're running things like Back to Basics. You don't want to have too many of these non-basics. Most of my non-basics here, as you can see, are Fetch. I need to add an Academy Ruins to this deck. And I think what I also need to add is a High Tide to this deck. I haven't updated it in a long time, as you could probably tell. But yeah, the goal for this deck, kind of like Quain, is not to be nice, but to shut down the opponents, not let them play, police the board, and then just grind it out until you can play your giant things. Well, that's it for Memnarch today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of a non-artifact based Memnarch deck. If you ever built one of these old classic commanders back when it was still called EDH. And I will see you all with the next deck tech tomorrow.